Settle in and let your breathing slow. Tonight we are not going to look at emperors or war gods or great battles among the stars. Tonight we are going to look at something quieter and stranger and far more vast. We are going to look at where the people actually live, the countless, ordinary, faithful trillions of the imperium of man. Come with me, gently, down through the clouds of a world made entirely of city, into the deep, warm, endless dark of a hive. Picture a planet from high above, but this planet has no green, no blue, no open land at all. Its entire surface is covered, buried, beneath cities so enormous they have grown upward into the sky like mountains of iron and rockcrete. These are the hive cities, and a world covered in them is called a hive world. A single hive can rise miles into the air and sink miles below the ground. It is not a city as you would know one. It is a structure the size of a mountain range, layered floor upon floor upon floor, holding not thousands of people, not millions, but billions. One hive. Billions of souls, stacked one above the other, born and living and dying in the same few dim levels their whole lives long. And a hive world may have dozens of such hives. The numbers stop meaning anything after a while. They simply become the dark and the warmth and the endless murmur of human life. Let that scale settle over you softly. You are very small here, and there is something almost restful in that. At the very top of the hive, where the air is still almost clean, live the few. The nobles, the great families, the lords of industry whose names have ruled the hive for 10,000 years. Up in the spires there is light, real light, sometimes even real sunlight, slanting through high windows onto polished stone. There are gardens grown under glass. There is quiet. There is space. The people up here will live their whole lives barely knowing that the rest of the hive exists at all, far beneath their feet, holding them up. It is beautiful, up in the spire. And it is paid for, every single day, by the uncounted millions in the dark below. Sink down now, through the grey middle of the hive. This is where most people live. Level after level of close, crowded, working humanity. The light here is artificial and dim and never quite goes out. The air is thick and warm and tastes of oil and rust and too many people. Here are the workers, the vast labouring masses who keep the Imperium alive. They rise to the sound of a shift horn. They walk the same worn passages their grandparents walked. They work in the great manufactorums, building the bolts and the tanks and the 10,000 small things an empire of 1,000,000 worlds devours. And they are not unhappy, most of them. That is the thing people forget. This is simply the world. It is all there has ever been and all there ever will be. There is work, and there is family, and there is faith. The warm, certain faith that the emperor watches over them. They light their candles, they say their prayers, they love their children, they endure. And in the deep, humming dark of the mid-hive, that is enough to make a life. But keep going down, down past the working levels, into the underhive. This is the bottom of the world, the oldest, deepest layers, where the hive has sunk down upon its own ruins, century after century, until no one remembers what was first built here. The light is almost gone, the Imperium barely reaches. Down here, in the half-collapsed dark, live the lost, the outcasts, the gangs, the forgotten, scratching out lives in the bones of the city above. It is dangerous in the underhive, but even here, even at the very bottom of the dark, there are people. There is laughter sometimes, echoing down the ruined tunnels. There are families. There is faith still, flickering in the deepest places. Humanity does not stop, just because the light does. Do not be afraid of the underhive tonight. We are only passing through quietly, the way you might walk through a sleeping house in the dark. Everyone here is dreaming, just as you soon will be. Let us rest for a moment with just one of them. Somewhere in the warm grey middle of the hive, a worker is sleeping at the end of a long shift. Their dwelling is small, a single room, shared, stacked among 1,000 identical rooms. They have never seen the sky. They will never leave this world. Most likely they will never even leave this hive. They do not know its name among the stars. Tomorrow the shift horn will sound, and they will rise and work and pray. Just as today, just as 10,000 years of their family did before them. It is a small life, it is a hard life, and yet there is a kind of peace in it that the lords in the spire will never know. The peace of belonging, completely, to something far larger than yourself. The peace of a place and a purpose and a people. The peace of knowing exactly who you are and where you stand beneath the eye of a watching God. There are more lives like this one right now in the Imperium than there are stars you could ever count, and every single one of them is real. Every one of them is a whole world, entire, just like yours. So let the great hive hum on around you, in the warm and the dark. A billion souls breathing slowly in their sleep, stacked mile upon mile into the night. The manufactorums quiet now, their machines cooling. The candles guttering low in a billion small shrines, the shift horn silent for just a few more hours. The whole vast city, top to bottom, spire to underhive, finally at rest. You do not have to work tonight, you do not have to rise, you do not have to be anyone at all. Let yourself become just one more sleeping soul in the great warm dark of the hive, small and safe, and held by something far too large to ever truly see. The Emperor protects, the hive endures, and you can rest now. Sleep well.